Betrayal doesn't shout. It whispers. It lingers in the room, like a scent you can't name, but can't ignore. A woman who cheats never walks out clean. She leaves clues. Clues you feel in your gut before you see them with your eyes. This isn't paranoia. It's pattern recognition. If you've ever looked at her and wondered where she really was, if her smile felt hollow, if her silence screamed louder than words, this video is for you. Because a Stoic doesn't chase shadows, he reads signs, and he never waits for proof to trust his perception. Sign number 1. Her presence feels staged. She's there. Same routines, same bed, same voice. But something's different. And it's not loud, it's quiet. The kind of quiet that creeps in through the pauses, between words. The stillness that follows after a forced laugh. You ask how her day went. She tells you. But there's no color in her voice, no texture in her tone. You reach out, and she doesn't pull away, but she doesn't lean in either. It's a performance, a well-rehearsed dance, one that keeps the peace, but kills the intimacy. Maybe it hits you on a random Tuesday. You're watching a show you used to laugh at together. Now she scrolls her phone, absent-mindedly nodding at the screen, not really watching. Not really with you. Or maybe you kiss her goodnight, and her lips touch yours, but it feels like checking a box, not a moment of connection. The change isn't explosive, it's subtle, and that's what makes it dangerous. A Stoic man doesn't wait for proof. He doesn't cling to the past version of her, just to avoid facing the present truth. As Epictetus said, if someone is able to show me that what I think or do is not right, I will happily change, for I seek the truth. And the truth is this: when a woman begins to withdraw emotionally, she doesn't always leave physically. Sometimes she stays just long enough to make you doubt your own intuition. But your gut isn't lying. That emptiness you feel when she walks into the room, it's not a mood, it's a message. And the longer you silence that signal, the more disconnected from yourself you become. Because presence without intimacy isn't closeness, it's a cage. Sign number 2. Her life becomes a locked room. There was a time when you knew everything, not because she owed you updates, but because she wanted to share them. She texted you about the weird dream she had, vent about that one coworker who always chewed too loudly, send you photos of her lunch, even if it was just a salad. You were part of her inner world, her first thought, her safe place. But now, you feel like a guest in a house you used to live in. You don't hear about her day unless you ask. You don't get spontaneous messages. She tells you the basics, but leaves out the emotional texture. It's like watching someone move out, one drawer at a time, without ever saying goodbye. And when you bring it up, she doesn't listen. She deflects. She says, "You're overthinking," or worse, "You're being clingy." That's gaslighting. Emotional manipulation dressed as feedback. And it works until you remember who you are. A Stoic doesn't beg for honesty. He watches for consistency. He knows that when someone starts rewriting history to defend their distance, it's not you who changed. It's the access they're trying to erase. Seneca once wrote, "He who fears being watched is already guilty." When her life becomes a performance, and you're no longer allowed backstage, Don't ask for a script. Don't plead for clarity. Just notice, because intimacy doesn't survive behind locked doors, and love doesn't thrive under surveillance. She's not hiding from conflict. She's hiding from consequence. And the moment you confuse her secrecy with self-care, you lose your grip on reality while she gains control of the narrative. But a grounded man doesn't accept roles in other people's illusions. He steps out of the theater entirely. Sign number 3. Her intimacy changes without explanation. You still share the same bed, but it doesn't feel like home anymore. The silence between you isn't peaceful. It's loaded. The kind that hums with unsaid words and unfinished feelings. Some nights, she turns away. Others she initiates. But even then, it feels off. Her touch is too deliberate. Her energy too intense. Like she's trying to prove something. Or worse, hide something. And that's what most men miss. Cheating doesn't always mean less intimacy. Sometimes it means manufactured intimacy, the kind of affection that feels like strategy. And suddenly, your body starts noticing what your heart doesn't want to admit. Her skin is close, but her soul is elsewhere. It feels like kissing someone through glass. You see her, you touch her, but the warmth, the invitation is gone. You're no longer making love. You're acting out a memory. A Stoic doesn't confuse movement with meaning. He knows that true intimacy is fluent. It's native. And when it starts sounding like a second language, spoken by someone who used to be fluent in you, that's a sign. A sign that something sacred has shifted into something staged. As Seneca said, we suffer more often in imagination than in reality. But in this case, what you're feeling is the reality. And the longer you deny it, the more you trade instinct for illusion. Because when a woman's body stays, but her spirit has left, the worst betrayal isn't hers, it's yours, for not listening to what your gut has been telling you all along. Sign number 4, her future no longer includes you. This is the sign that doesn't scream, it whispers. She doesn't storm out. She doesn't start fights. She just quietly begins deleting you from the future, where she once said, when we get a place together. Now it's just, I've been thinking of moving. You used to be part of her blueprint. Now you're just part of the furniture, present, but no longer considered, and you can feel it. She stops asking your opinion. She makes plans without checking in. She talks about career changes, solo trips, new goals, but your name never shows up in the picture. It's like watching a movie. You used to be the lead in. Only now you're a background character. And the most devastating part? There's no breakup, no moment of clarity, just a slow fade, a steady erosion of connection disguised as space. One day, she says she's going to a friend's for the weekend, and you realize she didn't even ask if you had plans. Another day, she changes something big. Her job, her location, her routine, and you hear about it after it happens. That's the silent breakup. The relationship is ending, but no one's saying it. She's halfway out the door, and every small decision is one more step she's taking alone. And when you ask what's going on, she calls it independence, healing, growth. But what she really means is, I'm preparing for a life without you. The Stoic man doesn't deny that truth. As Marcus Aurelius said, don't hope that events will turn out the way you want. Welcome events in whichever way they happen. So when you feel yourself being written out of her story, don't plead for another chapter. Let the book close. Because a man of reason doesn't fear endings. He fears forgetting who he is, trying to hold on to someone who has already let go. Cheating doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts in the silence, in the eye contact that doesn't linger, in the plans that no longer include you, in the I'm fine that feels anything but. It starts the moment she begins rationing her affection, and you start convincing yourself that it's enough. A Stoic man doesn't chase what's fading. He doesn't fight to keep what no longer respects him. He studies the signs, he accepts the truth, and he walks with dignity, while the world still thinks he's standing still. If any part of this cut through the noise in your head, if you finally see what you weren't ready to face, comment clarity. Because around here, we don't beg. We sharpen the mind, and we never fear the truth. If you like this video, hit the like button, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic content.